All right, you're going to love this because today we're talking about something huge. What could happen to gold and silver prices if the US dollar takes a nosedive? Plus, I'll give you a simple tip to follow so you'll know what to do when the stuff hits the fan. But maybe you're thinking, there's no way the dollar could fail, and anybody who says it is just fear mongering. And I agree with you because it has been the biggest currency in the world for decades. But stick with me here. Set aside your preconceived ideas and let's take a journey into the what if scenarios, just so you've got a solid understanding of how the world really works. So let's walk through this step by step so you can see how it could play out. First off, our national debt. As of 2024, it's absolutely massive, over $34 trillion and counting. That's trillion with a T. Every year, we keep adding more and more debt on top of that mountain. The federal budget deficit in 2024 alone is projected around $1.8 trillion. That's pretty scary when you think about it. We just keep borrowing and borrowing with a lot of talk about paying it back, but no real actions of it happening. And servicing all that debt gets more expensive as interest rates rise. But there's something even more disturbing about our national debt that could directly threaten your retirement, especially if you're counting on your Social Security. The trust fund that pays your benefits is running on fumes. If nothing changes, it will possibly be depleted by 2033. That's less than 10 years away. At that point, retirees would see an automatic 25% cut in payments. Not exactly what you want to hear. Slashing benefits or hiking taxes is not popular, but putting it off just makes the math worse. If you're counting on Social Security, then this should alarm you. Now imagine Social Security getting cut on top of inflation getting worse. Everything from food to electricity to housing got way more expensive in 2023. Your income does not stretch nearly as far as it used to. When the cost of living skyrockets, but your dollar buys less and less, that's seriously bad news for savers and folks on a fixed income. Again, it chips away at trust in the dollar. Raging inflation is already eroding the purchasing power of American retirees, but it could get much worse if the dollar declines. Do not let this destroy the retirement that you've worked so hard for. Next, I'll explain shortly why foreign countries turning their backs on the dollar could be the final nail in the coffin for your savings. Between the massive national debt, entitlement programs going bankrupt, and raging inflation, you can start to see why some experts warn the dollar could be in for a rude awakening. Other countries are already making moves to diversify away from the dollar. They're stockpiling gold in record amounts and exploring new payment systems that don't rely on the dollar. Now here's the thing. The mighty dollar has ruled the world since World War II, but its crown could be slipping. Right now, the dollar makes up nearly 60% of countries' cash reserves. It's by far the top dog for global trade, too. But sanctions on Russia have got other nations feeling squirmy. They don't want to end up in Uncle Sam's crosshairs next. So countries like Brazil, Argentina, India, and Bangladesh are lining up Plan B currencies. Anything to avoid total dependence on the dollar. And it's not just Russia rocking the boat. Lots of countries have grumbled for years about the dollar's superpower status. They don't like America's exorbitant privilege to print the global reserve currency. As faith in the dollar wavers, you can bet gold and silver prices will soar. These precious metals has served as real money for thousands of years, and they could possibly return to the throne if the dollar's rule ends. This should make any American who relies on a dollar-denominated nest egg to stop and think. How can you prepare if the dollar gets dethroned? What happens if the dollar does take a nosedive? What could replace it as the world's reserve currency? Throughout history, gold has served that role again and again. It cannot be printed into oblivion. Many economists think a new global currency backed by gold could emerge if the dollar falls from its throne. It's said that a new BRICS currency, that is, countries of Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, and many more, the BRICS currency will be backed by gold, which could be a historic return of the gold standard and possibly bring stability to the new currency. In fact, central banks are already stockpiling gold reserves. According to the IMF World Gold Council, the first 2 months of this year saw the largest purchases of gold from many countries. Singapore bought 51 tons of gold, Turkey bought 45 tons of gold, China bought 40 tons of gold, Russia bought 31 tons of gold, and India bought 3 tons of gold. So if BRICS countries may be acquiring gold in preparation for their new currency, then in that scenario, gold prices could likely skyrocket. Suddenly, the world would possibly need a whole lot more gold to serve as the foundation for money. If you want a glimpse of what that might look like, go back to the 1970s. When the last vestiges of the gold standard broke down, gold prices absolutely went parabolic, shooting up over 2,300%. Of course, past performance doesn't guarantee future results, but it gives you a sense of how much upside gold could have if it returns to its historical role as real money, which could be huge if the dollar crashes. But the time to act is now, before it's too late. Gold has maintained its purchasing power for thousands of years. The dollar, it's lost over 85% of its value since the 1970s alone. And with out-of-control spending fueling even higher inflation, your dollar will buy less and less each year. That's why it makes sense to start protecting a portion of your savings with inflation-beating physical gold and silver. And the best way to get started is with a free gold kit from leading gold IRA experts, Goldco. For a limited time, Goldco is offering you a free gold kit delivered to your door. It reveals everything you need to know to safeguard your hard-earned money with precious metals. This exclusive kit is your step-by-step guide to securing your retirement against inflation's silent theft. With over $2 billion in precious metals placements and 5,000 plus 5-star reviews, Goldco has helped thousands shield their savings with gold. Now it's your turn. Claim your free gold kit today and take control of your financial future. The first step is yours. Get the facts on protecting your money with gold. Don't wait. Click the link below and get your free gold kit now.